All right, Angelo and Matei here. Welcome to one of my cargo. Well, this is not cargo shorts, but I have a bunch of cargo shorts here. This is my DIY sound booth. I need to build a sound booth for voiceover work and things like that. And I didn't want to spend $8,000, $15,000 on a sound booth. And you know, the DIY ones with the PVC pipe just don't work for me. Besides, my creative juices just took off. I mean, went absolutely bonkers, and I saw it in my head, and I started looking for pieces. And next thing you know, I'm finding stuff online, almost, basically for free. So what I did was I found a bunch of panels for office stuff. And this is the panels that I found. I have bunches in my garage, in my work garage here. And I'm just taking them apart and trying to get a look at how they come apart and how they work and how I could use them. So I wanted to build it so that it's not permanent. And if I wanted to build a permanent one, I might just get 2x3s and soundboard and vinyl barrier and that kind of stuff and build it. But I want to be able to move it. So if it doesn't work well in my office, then I'm going to be able to move it into my basement, which is much quieter. I don't hear kids screaming and my chickens, clucking and airplanes flying overhead. So this is I'm just going to document this is how I go. So I'll keep you informed. All right, I'm at it again. So here are the brackets that I decided to use. All right, so these brackets are going to have to, I need to extend this higher, right? So I need more height. I need 31, 32 inches more height to give me a 6.5 foot space, 6'8", whatever. But so I needed to drill out the centers here so that I could permanently affix the little tabs that go back here. That I can use a magnet to fish down to get them but I need something to keep them there. So what I did was I used a self-tapping screw to hold on to the plate that's in the back, so that when I need to put them together, this one can come up. I can bolt this down. Then I could just screw these pieces in. Right, screw them in and then fit the new panels right on top and then tighten them down from the top. I have to figure out how I'm going to extend this corner, right? So this corner here has to get extended, another 8 inches or so, maybe a little more, maybe 10 inches. And I have plenty of corner to cut. I just need to be able to affix these here and be able to take them apart so that moving around isn't, I'm not shredding drywall on my way down the steps or messing stuff up. So that's where I'm at so far. I need to cut. I have plenty of panels here that I could use. I can cut these down to the height that I need and then trim off these rails, cut them with a hacksaw, trim them down and just reaffix them and make them a little shorter. This way I can use the tools, use the brackets that come with the set to hold them down. So that's where I'm at so far. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so I trimmed the panel. You can see it here. I'll have to seal this up over here. This is going to be the place where it meets the top of the other wall. So I'm going to figure out a way to seal it up. But I had to trim the brackets. These brackets here, they're in 2 pieces, right? So these brackets here are 2 pieces, right? And I had to cut it, and I just got lucky for some reason, which, that's just a thing I got. I guess just a thing, beginner's luck thing. Happens all the time. But I decided to go, instead of 31 inches, I decided to go 33 inches, and it just so happens that the holes line up for where I cut for 33 inches. I didn't have to drill any additional holes in these brackets. Right, so these brackets already have pre-drilled holes. So when I cut it here, it's just about perfect. So I love when stuff like that happens. Gotta love it. All right, this is the last piece of the back wall, 33 inches high, 35 inches wide. And I had to trim off this piece of support here. I gotta cut that. I'm gonna hot glue that in. And I'm gonna hot glue all of the trim that's loose all this stuff that's loose. I'm not going to put a reinforcement in here because that's going to be against the top over here, and I think I should be able to fit a little piece of trim that goes in here, and it should be able to fit on top of there. But we'll see. Moving along, extending the corners. So I needed higher corners than what the kit has. So these were about, maybe 5.5 feet high, and I needed at least another 14 inches. So I had to cut a piece 14 inches, and so I used, these sheet metal screws. I have these cool little angles, so that when I go ahead and I cut my corner, I can go in and put these in and screw them in on each side, and that's going to be a nice solid. This is a solid corner. It's not going anywhere, and I still have some room for the system, the filler for in here. All right, so moving along. Good morning. This is day 2 on this build. So far, I have my wall panels. All right, so my wall panels are done. Just have to put them together. They have my 40, 47, 48 inch off the floor. And then I have my extension panels over here. They're gonna lock in here. I'll still have to drill those out for the clamps for up top. I don't know exactly where they go, so I'll have to fit it and mark it, and then measure everything and drill them all out. I have 1, 2, 4, 6, I got 8 clamps to drill. Well, actually 6 because the door doesn't count. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the ceiling, with the roof panel, and I was going to use this one large piece and cut out a roof panel. And my idea is that once the walls are up, all I have to do is cut a ceiling panel the same size, the fit, and then cut out a 2.5 by 2.5 inch corner off of each, 2.5 by 2.5 inch square off of each corner, and then just drop it on top. I want to be able to take it apart very easily, so I want to be able to just lift it off. But on top of that roof is also, on that ceiling is going to be a light. It's going to have maybe, if I decide to put ventilation up there, maybe the fans for ventilation. But I think I'm going to do that on the wall, on the side, on the left side, where the windows. I'll put a ventilation box there for sound and an exhaust port out there. But I think I'm going to use this large piece for the door. I'm going to use the bottom part there as well, so that I could make some little adjustments down there, and I'll use the magnetic, the panels that are held on by magnets on there as well. It's all going to get covered with either carpet or blanket or something, but it's almost the size that I need. I think I need maybe 12 more inches on the top of this, but I think I could do something where I join a 12-inch extension onto this door, or I'm just going to go to the big box, one of the big box stores, and buy a flat Luan unfinished 36 by 78 slab, because that's what I need. I need 36 inches by 78 inches, which is a standard interior door. So it just so happens that that couple of inches that I decided to go a little higher paid off, because now I could buy a 78-inch slab and I don't have to trim it out. I could just buy hinges for it, a latch, and hook that up and get that done. So far, that's where I'm at. And now I'll videotape a little more on how I cut off that roof panel and how that works, and then we'll dry fit everything, and then we'll go from there. All right. So I decided to build this thing in my garage since I have enough room, and this is how this is working here. These panels, I'm going to use these clips here to clip down. I have to disconnect them though, so that they slide in well. All right, and here, that's the back panel. All right, so got a little bit of a gap right in here, but I'm gonna stuff that with some door seal, some door foam. Just stick that in there. I mean, this is going to get wrapped in. There's going to be blankets in here. There's going to be soundboard in here. This is going to be great. And then I'll let you know how I do with the ceiling. All right, it's day 2, And the main box is done. I'm gonna get a better picture of it over here. All right, here's the booth. Adjustable feet. All right, you can put some carpet on the floor for some sound absorption. The ceiling just kind of lays there, which is fine because I still have a lot more to do in terms of accessories. You know, I need to put a wall mounted or ceiling mounted boom mic stand, or boom mic articulating arm. I'd like to put a window, you know, over here maybe, which isn't a big deal. Once I get a window 12 by 12, maybe even an event window. My issue is that it's almost about 1 7/8 inch thick, so it has to be a pretty narrow window. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with the door. I haven't figured it out yet. I think 36 wide is a pretty wide door. I would love to be able to build this out over here, maybe, you know, a foot. And I might be able to do that, but you know, I don't want to start junking up the idea of this thing. I think this looks great so far. I still have to put a ventilation. I could put a ventilation system on this side, or better yet, I could put a ventilation system on the back side, and I still have room back there. I got my little sub panel back here that I could tie in and run an electric, an outlet back here, run everything from the outside in. This is really cool. This system has these, I didn't try them yet, but I'm going to try them now that I have you online. Oh man, I got a bunch of rights or lefts. I might have some more fabricating. All right, until next time. Getting this build together, putting the studio together, a little space. I'm gonna come on in here. I have plenty of moving blankets, and I had some foam, so I put them in just for whatever. Once I can afford to put the better foam on the walls, I'll do that. But for now, I have a couple of blankets here as a door. This will drape down, cover up. I have a little bit of a gap at the bottom of the floor to allow cool air or hot air to come in. I built an exhaust system that I'm not sure how it's going to work, but you know, it was an idea I had, so I'll take you to see that. And here's my exhaust system. This is my exhaust box. It has a channel. It has an S channel. It's going to be shaped like this. It has a block here. The air is going to move in. I have a fan in the middle. It's an inline, a 6-inch inline duct fan, 160 CFM up to 200 CFM. I have my hole down here at the bottom. I'm going to show you. Here we go. That's going to be the hole. This side is going to go against the back of the unit. I'm going to buy some hooks to hang them on here so I can remove it very easily. And it's pretty quiet, though. All the compartment is lined with old mattress padding, like kind of like egg crate, but not really. I just needed something to break up the sound. I didn't want to hear the motor from the box. You know, hopefully it won't vibrate too much, but we'll know once we get there. And if it does vibrate, then I'll just find some rubber feet and try to isolate that box as much as I can from the rest of the booth. So we're moving along. All right, here it is, lit up, ready to go. Now, no ventilation, but I don't need it right now. It's actually pretty cold. It's January. I have this on the floor, a little bit of gap underneath. If it creates a problem with noise, this is my garage, so I could shut my garage down, close my doors. If I need to insulate it, I will. And so I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty quiet in here, especially during the day, unless someone decides to cut down a tree next door, which it's known to happen. But this is the setup so far, right there. Yeah, look at that. Working it.